Good evening and happy Friday. Tonight is the opening night for Halloween Horror Nights. We are so excited to be here. This is the first time I'm actually gonna be here on an opening night. I'm gonna take you with me. We're gonna do a ranking on all 10 of the houses. And we're also gonna give you a review of the stage show, Nightmare Fuel. I'm gonna try to get as many food reviews as I can and a couple of drinks and take you with me through all the scare zones so you get a first-hand look. I am so ready to go in. Right now, we're gonna take advantage of Scream Early. It's now 3:51, so we're gonna head in the park right now. If you have an annual pass or a daytime ticket, you can actually go inside the park and they'll stage you in a stay and Scream area, depending on which house you wanna do first. They have a few houses open up before 6:30, before everybody else comes in. Tonight's gonna be Insidious, Ghostbusters, and A Quiet Place. Those open up at 5:15 and 5:30. I think Quiet Place is 5:30, the other two are 5:15. Now, if you don't have a day ticket or an annual pass where you can come in the park, you can buy what's called a Scream Early ticket. That one costs $55 plus tax. That'll allow you inside the park at 3 p.m. Then at 5 p.m. they start kicking everybody out, and if you're there with a valid Halloween Horror Night ticket, you can stay in one of the Stay and Scream areas. All right, we're scanning and ready to go. It is insanely hot today. You have to remember, when you're here for Halloween Horror Night, you're gonna be in a rush to try to see all 10 houses. It's gonna be so much walking. Stay hydrated, please. Plus, if you're anything like me, your mouth is gonna be dry after all that screaming. All right, so as you walk in, you see the Stay and Scream areas. Looks like New York is one of them, and the World Expo is gonna be another. They don't say which houses are for which. For the past 2 or 3 years, we always kind of hang out in the New York area. That seems to lead us to one of the first houses that are gonna open up. It's either gonna be Insidious or Ghostbusters for us today. I'm sure today is gonna be a packed house. Just in case we did get an express pass, I feel like if this is your only day that you come to Halloween Horror Nights, you should definitely get an express pass. So there's a rule that they won't let you bring in your own drinks, especially if it's in an open bottle. I brought a frozen water and a frozen Gatorade, because I've had bad luck in the past with sometimes finding a cold drink when I needed it. And I had no problem in security. So folks are already going inside of Stay and Scream. In order to go inside Stay and Scream, you need a Halloween Horror Nights ticket. The only thing is that once you decide to get in there, you can't come out. So I'm gonna check around and see what's going on and how everything is staged, and then I'll make my decision. There's already a long line. That first house is already gonna be a long line. But because it opens up at 5:15, you're still an hour and 15 minutes ahead of the people who are at the gate. And you'll get to the point where they'll separate the lines with express and regular. So over here is the Halloween tribute store. I'm gonna go inside and check it out for a little bit. It's kind of cool. It looks like it's under construction, but it is done. Hopefully this low light isn't too bad.
Because there's nothing else I want to.
Hearing good things about this Ghostbusters house this year. I'm excited to see it. It's kind of cool, the darkness of it all, and the music and the scents are getting me ready for the houses. That's what it reminds me of. So right now it is 4:10. In about an hour, they'll open up the houses, and look at the lines. It's very long. So these lines are starting to scare me. I think I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get into Stay and Scream now. So we checked into Stay and Scream at Minions Cafe, and we ended up all the way in New York. We had to walk in front of Transformers into the middle alleyway in New York where the Blues Brothers play. And then now we are at this alley right here where the Quiet Place food booth is, which is a little bit past the Mummy. So that's what we ended up. Now this line is for 2 houses. It's for Insidious and for Ghostbusters. Usually once they open up the houses, the lines move really fast, so don't get scared of how long it is. It's now 5:07 and the line is starting to move. All right, we're in. We decided to do Insidious first. They say that's the scariest house. I have a feeling it's gonna be busy all night, so I want to do this one first. Plus, we knock out the most scariest one out the way. Desensitize my nerves a little bit. And just so you know, we are entering at 5:20. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. It's 5:23, and we're about to go in. Wish us luck. Let me catch my breath. Okay, we just got out of Insidious. And all I can say is thank God they don't let me record in there, because I wouldn't have been able to post it on YouTube because of the language. It had a lot of scares. It just all depends on what your fears are. I was trying to balance giving a good review and not giving any spoilers away, but Insidious was very scary. It was very good. One of the scariest houses I've ever done, ever at any Halloween Horror Nights event. So if you don't have Express and you don't have a lot of time to do all of the houses, I would definitely put this in your must-do list. But it was a very good house. Next up is going to be Ghostbusters. So as we exit, I'm going to show you where we exit so you know what your next house should be. So right now they're not letting us out of the Jimmy Fallon area. Guess we got the house done a little bit too fast. There's still a very long line left over from Stay and Scream. So we're gonna have to wait till that clears up a little bit. So they are directing us all the way to the back of Stay and Scream, which is only fair because everybody else has been waiting in line. Hopefully I can find Ghostbusters. Looks like they already have the scare zones going. At least they have the music and the soundtrack going for the scare zones. One other thing I didn't mention about the Insidious house is it's really long. And by the way, I fell, almost fell. I tripped over some stairs that they had in there. I don't know, be careful everyone. So hopefully they're just working out some kinks here on opening night. But once we got out the first house, it was around 5:25 and they made us go all the way to the back of Stay and Scream to go to our next house. There was still a very long line. So we've been in this line for Stay and Scream for our second house for half an hour. And we haven't even been able to choose our next house. So we're getting in line for Ghostbusters. I just noticed that there's a 40-minute posted wait time. I'll let you know what time we scan in with our Express. All right, so we just got into the line for Ghostbusters. It's now 6:01. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. So we just got out of Ghostbusters. By the way, it took us only 7 minutes to get into that house. It was fun. The sets were nice. The costumes were awesome. The scare actors did a great job. Whoever they picked to play Ray, oh my God, he looks just like Dan Aykroyd. It's not a very scary house, but it is fun. Next up is going to be Quiet Place. So I'm going to see if I try to find the entrance real quick. Looks like they just let everybody in through the gates. Even on opening weekend, these Express passes are just so valuable. My goal is to finish 5 houses before 8:45 because that's when I want to stand in line for the 9:30 Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus show. It looks like we're definitely gonna get through. Okay, so we scanned in and got in line at 6:19. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. All right, just got out of Quiet Place. It took us 7 minutes to get through that line with Express. The house was pretty good. It wasn't the scariest. There is a part where it is kind of pitch black in the beginning though. That was pretty scary. So it is now 6:36. We want to take advantage and come back to the front of the park so that we can get Monstros out the way. That way we get pretty much all the houses on this side of the park done first. So it is now 6:37. We just got into the Express line for Monstros, which is the Monsters of Latin America. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. All right, we just got out of Monstros. That was a really good house. We only waited 7 minutes in line to get to that house. Next up, I think we're gonna do Triplets of Horror. Once again, my goal is 5 houses before Nightmare Fuel. And so far we've done 4. So that'll be our 5th. And it's not even 7 o'clock. It's 6:54 right now, so we're doing really good. Yeah, even on opening night, Express Pass is awesome. I would imagine that tomorrow, it being Saturday night, and Sunday, this Sunday is the Sunday before Labor Day. There's a possibility that it's gonna be even more busier than it was tonight. All right, so we got in line for Triplets of Horror at 6:57. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. This is house number 5, by the way, just to show you how valuable these Express Passes are. All right, we just got done with Triplets of Horror. That was a pretty good house. It was kind of scary if you like realistic horror. It only took us 8 minutes to get through that line. Now we're gonna go through our first scare zone. It's called Ye Old Torture Fair. Let's check it out. Our first scare zone of the night, Ye Old Torture Fair. Now I am gonna go back through all of these at night just to get more footage. And I like passing by the scare zone at night. Right now I'm focused on houses. So let's go to our next one, which is Major Sweets Candy Factory. As I'm approaching our next scare house, I just noticed it's Major Sweets Candy Factory. It's posted at a 75-minute wait time. Let's see how long we have to wait. And just so you know, it's 7:16 when we got in the queue. And this is our 6th house. Okay, we just got a Major Sweets Candy Factory. It only took us about 5 minutes to get through that line. And what's cool is that when you exit that house, it leads you right to the next scare zone, which is Blumhouse. Check it out. Here's a helpful hint. If you ever wanted to get away from everything, just go to the sidewalk. You can see everybody in the street. That's where all the action is. And then you have a little bit of nice, sometimes there's places to sit where you can get away from all the noise. But today I want all the noise, so let's go through the scare zone. Uh-oh. What's going on? The purge is about to start. So a siren just went off and all the scare actors came off the stage. Is it break time? Or is it time for the purge? So the original goal was to do 5 houses before 8:45. It's now 7:30, and we've already completed 6. And we are next to Nightmare Fuel. So we're gonna see if we can catch the 8 o'clock show. Now I can't record during the show, but I'll show you the stage a little bit. Very different from the past 2 years. So we just got out of Nightmare Fuel, Nocturnal Circus. That show is good like it always is. Definitely recommended. So coming out of Nightmare Fuel, our next 2 houses are right next to it, so that's really convenient. Which are Goblin's Feast and the Monsters Eternal Bloodlines house. Not sure which one I'm gonna pick yet first. I think I'm gonna do Monsters first because that's the longer wait. And yeah, I just wanna get that one out. That one will be the last of the IP houses. They're usually a little bit more popular than the other houses. So we're gonna knock that one out the way. It'll be house number 7, by the way. All right, it's 8:33. We just got in line for Monsters Eternal Bloodline. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. All right, just got out of Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. That was a lot better than I thought. Probably my favorite Monsters house so far. But the set designs are so good. It was pretty long. There was a lot of scares. I am desensitized from Insidious early, but it was still pretty good. Okay, it's now 8:55 and we just got in line for Goblin's Feast. Let's see how long we have to wait. Give you a good look at the facade here in front of Goblin's Feast. It is gorgeous. And over there for Eternal Bloodline. Just got out of Goblin's Feast. It took us about 21 minutes to get into that line, to get into the house from the express line. But I think they had a delay. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, that house was pretty good. It's plenty of scares. It's pretty long. A lot of different things to look at. The set design is beautiful. And it seemed like the scare actors interacted a lot with you while you were in there. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. 2 more houses to go. So far, we've done 8 houses and we enjoyed Nightmare Fuel already. We're way ahead of schedule. It's only 9:26. I think it's time for a break. And against my wife's wishes, I think I'm gonna get another Blinky cup. All right, we just had a break to eat a little snack and have a little drink. I'll give you a review in just a minute. But right now, we just entered the Slaughter Cinema Express line. It is 10:17. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. The posted wait time for this house was 75 minutes. And I hear this one's really good. So for a snack, I had the turkey wing, which has some sort of harissa barbecue sauce. It was slightly spicy, not really, no, had a little bit of a kick. And it was pretty sweet, like a barbecue sauce. It was delicious. It was crispy. It was super hot. And it was a good size for what it was. But what I was most impressed with was with the goblin pie. That was delicious. It was sort of like a McDonald's hot apple pie, but with like a raspberry flavor. It was really good. And then for a drink, I got the Eye of Odin in a Blinky cup. My wife's gonna kill me when I come home with another cup, but it was delicious. This is so funny. They're playing like B horror movies on the big screen over here. It's like it's a drive-in here in Cary.
Mummy strippers unwrapped. They bear more than
Oh my goodness. House number 9 complete. Slaughter Cinema 2. I heard a lot of good things about Slaughter Cinema 1. I didn't get to see it, but this one was really cool. I actually liked a lot of the puppetry in this one. And they even incorporated some scents in there that are not very pleasing in the beginning. So we got one more scare house to go, and that is Museum of Deadly Exhibits. And we're gonna enter right now. So the standby wait time for this line is 45 minutes. We are in the express time. Yeah, I know, it's awesome. Shouldn't be too bad. It's 10:54 right now. Let's see how long we actually have to wait. A few years ago, I was able to do all of the houses, the Lagoon show, plus the first edition of the Nightmare Fuel show by 11 p.m. I thought I was gonna break their record today, but it looks like we're right on target just to finish by 11 o'clock today as well. Maybe a little bit afterwards. We did it. We completed all 10 houses and when we came out of the last house, which was Museum of Deadly Exhibits, it was about 11:07. Not too bad. So Museum of Deadly Exhibits. By the time you get to your 10th house, you're pretty desensitized to the scares. A lot of them are predictable, so it's hard to judge when you're doing them all in a row like that. However, that scare house was pretty nice. The sets were beautiful. The scare actors were trying hard. And, but the scares weren't there for me, but that's because I'm pretty desensitized by now. But like I said, beautiful set design, awesome costumes and makeup, and awesome job by all the scare actors. So right now I want to head over to Diagon Alley and see if I can catch the Death Eaters. It might be a little bit too late, but we're gonna check anyway. I do see the green light, so you know what that means. The Death Eaters are out. You know, I don't see any out here. Usually you see them at least roaming around. I think it might be too late. I think they already called it a night. Thank God I was wrong. Never mind, I found them. Here comes one right now. I know if I wait here by the stage, they'll eventually come over here. At least I hope so. Scare houses, 2 of the 5 scare zones. We've had a snack, a drink. We saw Nightmare Fuel. The only thing that's left for us to do is to see the last 3 scare zones. So we're going there right now. About to enter our next scare zone, Swamp of the Undead.
Yeah, I see.
That's the guy I was looking for. that was pretty cool. It was really dark, so couldn't see much detail, but they all look kind of like zombies in the swamp. So, but that plays perfectly in the night. Next up is the scare zone for Surreal. I believe it's Surreal. I've been looking forward to this one. This one looks really cool. There's the famous Mel's dying. Yeah, it was definitely Surreal Scare Zone. Okay, so we have Ye Old Torture Fair. We have Blumhouse, Swamp of the Undead, and now we just did Surreal. So where's Sinister Scare Zone? I guess they're counting the entrance to the park as Sinister Scare Zone. Let's go check it out. I'm here in the front, I don't see anything. No, this has to be a scare zone because it has the chainsaw guy. So we have done it, everyone. Opening night was very successful for us. We did all 10 houses, all 5 scare zones. We tried a little bit of food and a little bit of drink, and we saw Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus. So much fun, definitely worth it. If you can, get yourself a ticket to come out here. Me personally, if you can only do one night, definitely get the express pass because these lines are long if you don't have express pass. With our express, the most we waited was 27 minutes, but other than that, most of our wait times were under 10 minutes. Totally worth it. Another thing that helped us out was that we did the stay and scream, so we got here nice and early. We got here around 4 p.m. and got in a stay and scream for the Ghostbusters and Insidious. So if I have to rank the houses, I'm gonna think about it and do it in editing, and I'll put it right now. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my initial reaction is that Insidious is my favorite. But it's also the scariest. I almost fell, by the way. I almost fell in Insidious. I think I said that earlier. But thank you for coming out with us tonight. If you like this video, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. For more fun theme park videos, click above my head. And until next time, and as always, keep maximizing your fun.